Hi everyone, welcome to today's Current Affairs Daily Notes. Today's topic is Assam floods. I'm Ritrisha from GKToday and let us begin. As we all know, Assam is in the grip of yet another flood. So today we are going to discuss the following. Why are floods in Assam so destructive? What steps has the government taken to address the issue? What is the issue and how can it be mitigated? And some possible questions. So why are the floods in Assam so destructive? Apart from incessant rainfall during the monsoon, there are many contributing factors, natural and man-made. At the crux is the very nature of the river Brahmaputra, which is dynamic and unstable. Its 5,80,000 square kilometer basin spreads over 4 countries, China, India, Bangladesh and Bhutan, with diverse environments. The Brahmaputra features among the world's top 5 rivers in terms of discharge as well as sedimented brines. The vast amount of sediment comes from Tibet, where the river originates. That region is cold, arid and lacks plantation. Glaciers melt, soil erodes and all of it results in a highly sedimented river. By the time the river enters Assam, a state comprising primarily floodplains surrounded by hills on all sides, it deposits vast amount of this silt, leading to erosion and flood. As the river comes from a high slope to a flat plain, its velocity decreases suddenly, and this results in the river unloading the sediment. The river's channels prove inadequate, and this situation is because of this inadequacy, leading to floods. Again, because of the earthquake-prone nature of the region, the river has not been able to acquire a stable character. Following the devastating earthquake of 1950, the level of Brahmaputra rose by 2 meters in Dibrugarh area in eastern Assam. Besides these natural factors are man-made ones as well. Habitation, deforestation, population growth in catchment areas, including the areas in China, which leads to higher sedimentation. For example, the sediment deposition itself creates temporary sandbars or river islands. It is common for people to settle in such places because of the kind of area it is. The river is nearby, so people tend to settle there, and this in turn restricts the space the river has to flow. When rainfall is heavy, it combines with all these factors and leads to destructive floods. This happens very frequently. What steps has the government taken to address the issue? In its master plan on the river in 1982, the Brahmaputra board had suggested that dams and reservoirs be built to mitigate flow. The idea of dams, however, has traditionally been a double-edged sword. While one of their objectives is to regulate the release of floodwaters, the release when it comes can sometimes be beyond the capacity of the channels downstream. In the Brahmaputra basin, locals and environmentalists protested against dam building plans on grounds of displacement and destruction of ecology, preventing the plans from moving forward. As such, the government has been using only one approach towards floods, building embankments on the river. Embankments were proposed only as an interim and ad hoc measure for short-term mitigation. The lack of durability has often been on display. Most embankments built in 1980s are not strong enough anymore. Since they were temporary measures, the government did not spend on high specification embankments. These are weak and regularly breached. The government also considered dredging, which is basically digging up the riverbed and making the river deeper. However, experts have strongly advised against this simply because the Brahmaputra sediment yield is among the highest in the world. So how can this issue be mitigated and what is the actual core issue? The government's measures have been piecemeal and short-term. They are not addressing the problem at the source. They are firefighting. But is there a long-term solution? For a long-term solution, there needs to be a basin-wide approach to the problem. That should ideally bring in all the basin-sharing countries on board. Beside, interstate relationships, political cooperation and the role of government are also important. The government can also try floodplain zoning, which is done by the US. Depending on the vulnerability of the area, you divide them into categories and accordingly ban certain activities on it, like farming, building a house, etc. Now let us move on to possible questions that may be asked. Which years in the recent past have seen the most destructive floods in Assam? So your options are A 2012-2013, B 2015, 2016, 2017, and C 2018 and 2019. And sadly, all of these years have seen destructive floods. So the correct answer is option D, all of the above. Which other state has been affected by the 2019 Assam flood? So the other state that has been affected is option B, Bihar. That's all for this video. If you want to read about the Assam floods in more details, simply follow our link in the description below. And if you liked our efforts, please do like, share and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.